Good afternoon and welcome to Anarchy Talk with Jimbozo. Anarchy is inevitable and anarchy is good. Just don't pay your taxes. But Jim, I have to pay my taxes. I don't want to be audited. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You want to be audited. That's how you win a tax audit lottery. We all want to be audited. We all want to be audited. No one gets audited. See how that works? My home website, I've changed it a little bit, anarchyforever.com. Check it out. First thing that I ask you for if you're a first-time visitor is the subscription to my newsletter, which you'll want to follow because I'm a pretty controversial guy that's always up to no good, knowing that the consummate bad boy always wins until Christ returns, but no one gets hurt. That's the problem with the media that wants you to hurt somebody in order to go viral, and so I'm very depressed right now because they won't take my press releases for my controversial website, so I'm going to have to figure something else out. I've suffered from a lifetime of manic depression, especially depression, feeling kind of suicidal today. The suicidal feeling kind of blue type websites don't work. The medication doesn't work. These a-holes in California think they can pump you full of medication that makes everything all better. Technically, it makes you worse. So eventually, I'm probably going to have to die a martyr in order to get my cause noticed so all the world will embrace anarchyforever.com, because to me, life is really not worth it because of all the problems I've had. I've had 99% failure all my life. And if there's any hope at all that I can prove that anything's possible by sticking to my delusions of, not delusions, but conclusions of, but delusions of grandeur, as if that's the only thing that makes me happy, and it pretty much is in the mania, as if that's worth it. Sometimes I think my life is not worth it. I might as well just give up because I'm having a lot of trouble. This crusade right now is about 2.5 years old. I'm not getting headways. I'm not expanding the business. I'm not getting people chatting in wanting to talk about the subject, not getting people to write email about the subject matter of imminent collapse of government. Maybe it's the lost cause, and even these guys at the anarchist groups at the groups at Facebook say don't waste your time, because it's one of those things where, yeah, eventually the government goes away, but it takes too long. And to make it happen a lot faster, to be discussing all the consequences for the possibility that people will tell other people about the need to minimize your tax liability by not paying taxes and being rewarded for tax delinquency. Maybe it's not enough of an angle to where people consider my cause to be worth a damn. And maybe my life's not worth it. I'm badly disfigured from cancer surgery. I have no hope of getting a job. I don't want a job. I hate working for other people. I just want to be a self-employed businessman. I totally suck at when it comes to getting job offers. I lose money every time I look for work. Maybe my life's not worth it. I express some suicidal intentions at some of these websites like Feeling Kind of Blue, and it doesn't do any good. They make a big deal about medication. It's all about medication, but the medication makes me worse. But these psychiatrists who are God here in California think that they have all the answers if they can get money out of you for medication that only has side effects, but they're not going to get my money. So I say we raise the dead. We may have to get violent. That's what anarchists have done in the past. They're not. It's good to be irresponsible, good to consume welfare food stamps, fake schizophrenia that get government money, don't pay your deductibles, and just bankrupt the government out of existence, in addition to giving people a reason not to pay taxes. And eventually, if I go ape crap and do something kind of like what was actually the guy that caused me to start this crusade for the second time, the death of Armed Gadams, who's an Orange County Jewish guy like me, who also lived in the Inland Empire, lived on a goat farm in Riverside, kind of like me living in the Unabomber camp in the Inland Empire, a guy that I very much identify with, who allegedly was killed January of 2015, but we didn't find out about it until June of last year, and that caused me to once again register more anarchy websites with anarchyforever.com, knowing that eventually I'd probably have to do what he did and eventually have to be killed and die a martyr, knowing that's about the only hope I have of getting noticed to where somehow, some way the cause is fulfilled. Maybe my loser life is actually something that serves one cause. If the content of the website gets noticed and I can die, but other people will persevere knowing that my great ideas will be taken very seriously by an element that will make the world a peaceful place. But for now, at the moment, I'm very depressed. I've lost the will to live, I've had this problem for many, on many occasions, and I don't know if that's something you want to listen to. It certainly makes this a more controversial website, more interesting website than what you're normally listening to. The 12 to 35 listeners a day I get to the show, but I can do a good show where it's not so depressing, because I like to give you a world that's better than the world we came from without having to die a Muslim martyr. But I feel like I have no other choice, because I just have nothing to live for at this point. I just hate everything about my life. People do not want to talk about the subject matter that I think is something that's the most important subject matter in world history, economics of government. They just want to do their own thing. They're into their whatever they do. There is no team effort at this point, so I'm not going to quit. I'll probably find a way to kill myself or somehow be killed a martyr. And if you have the responsibility of calling 911 and making this a federal case, be my guest, because somehow, some way, more people will be notified, and I can care less about the consequences. Even if they know you for threats or incite the riot, I can care less. That's how you get free publicity. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about the news after this music break. I hate to give you shows which were supposed to be, which promise to be optimistic shows where we don't bitch, bone, complain like the right-wing alternative media types do all the time, try to make you upset all the time, try to be unpredictable. Oh, I'm still unpredictable. I'm very unpredictable. That's for sure. That's one thing going for me, whereas other talk shows are a little bit too predictable. But I wish there was good news for now. In the long run, I'm sure there will be for many of you. But for me, willing to go to hell for good people, but it's like it says in the book of Luke, the path of destruction for the many will be great. Few will find the gate, as in the gate, Peter's gate of heaven. So it could be that one of the interpretations of the book of Revelations is that there will be a massive loss of life on this planet. World War III is going to be far worse than World War II. And consider that a heads up to the prophets possibly having any talent and be giving you a reason to be believers in a covenant that you're worthy of in this life and the next one if you basically do the right thing. Forgive debts, and herein lies the patience and faith of the saints that don't have to prey on other people and commit so many sins where you're only into yourself and not into the welfare of others, the good, the saint-like, and people worthy of inheriting a better life in this one and the next one. Me, hell cannot be any worse than what I'm going through. Kind of like Bad Religion, one of my favorite groups. Can hell be any worse? It's how I think. Better the rain in hell than serve in heaven. But there's an element that wants to do well in this life and the next one. It may only be a small percentage that are worthy of that. That is the threat of the Bible, and I know a lot of you don't like to hear that. But for me, the sacrifice of going to hell, I can care less, because I've been through hell all my life. And what you call hell, I call home, just like Rambo. Okay, so we'll do the news right after this music break. Let's go with some Joan Baez. Here we go.
To a story that was written long ago about a kingdom on a mountain and the valley folk below. On the mountain was a treasure buried deep beneath the stone, and the valley people swore they'd have it for their very own. Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, justified in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. So the people of the valley sent a message up the hill, asking for the buried treasure, tons of gold for which they kill. Came an answer from the kingdom, with our brothers we will share all the secrets of our mountain, all the riches buried there. Now the valley cried with anger, mount your horses, draw your sword, and they killed the mountain people
地站的站的 cheap